So how was your Halloween?
My Halloween was like any other day.
Just a normal day.
Just a normal day.
Yeah, mine too. No candy, trick-or-treaters or anything. I had candy.
Yeah.
I bought it, but for me.
No, the day after Halloween, I had a potluck at work, which was kind of fun.
Huh.
But that's about it.
I got anxious because I was waiting for a package that didn't show up until the day after.
Mine showed up on the day.
Well, it should show up, but just not to the right house.
Yeah, mine showed up on time. Not that
Whatever.
I can do anything with it.
Such is life. Yeah.
It was cheap.
I can actually use it, though. Hooray.
Hooray!
But, yes. It's time for Pony 4-in-1, actually. Let's get into this. Yes, hello, welcome to Pony 411. This is episode 204 for the week of November 5th, 2017.
Remember the 5th of November.
He got it.
I had to.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. I had to.
Well, just because you had to doesn't mean you have to stay in. Anyway, yes, as you heard, that was Alca7raz.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm Nemesis. And yes, so we're doing another episode of the show because, well, that's what we do.
That's what
Yes, because, well, yeah, season ended, but we're still going.
Of course we are.
We got some news, a little bit, not a whole lot.
Yeah, it's really short
Yeah.
news for this week.
We have a couple discussion points of some new shorts came out, which out of nowhere, and we got, well, the season to talk about, and we might have fan content depending on how long other things go.
Yeah.
Because it's these, I've noticed these episodes tend to go a bit long.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna talk about the whole season as a whole.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, so we probably should go ahead and get started because you don't want to waste too much time. If you want to follow along with the news and all that stuff, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. It's spelled LIBSYN. All the links and stuff are there for you to click and get more information on this stuff. So we'll go ahead with the news and conventions, particularly another HASCON has been announced for 2019.
Apparently they did well enough to go for another.
But not well enough to do it for 2018.
Yeah, unless they just planned on a bi-yearly thing.
Which is odd.
A little bit, but who knows?
We'll see.
Gives
how
them
that
more
goes.
content to bring in.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes next time.
See what their prices are for tickets.
Yeah.
Exorbitantly expensive or what?
Yes. Anyway, fandom news and whatnot. The BBC has released a short documentary on the fandom.
I have yet to see it.
Yeah, apparently it's mostly positive. I'm going to say mostly positive. What does the rest mean for the rest of it?
Yeah, so what about the not mostly part?
Oh, no, I saw the first 3 seconds. It's like, or it's trying to starting off in kind of a bit of an off thing.
Look at these weirdos.
Pretty much. It's like, we all watched cartoons when we were children. But some people did not want to let go. Oh, boy. Anyway, Hasbro and Paramount have signed a 5-year film deal. We don't sure how this affects Pony per se. I mean, but with the rumblings of a second movie possibly happening.
Yeah, but there's also all their other lines.
Yeah.
So this isn't just a Pony thing.
Yeah, Transformers specifically.
Yeah.
Although, as people have noticed, Paramount's not been doing so hot recently, so who knows what will happen.
Who knows? Maybe this would be Hasbro throwing them a bone.
I mean, just to give you an idea, Paramount's entire movie release schedule for 2017 has just finally surpassed Wonder Woman's totals.
It took
one movie.
It took all of that to surpass one movie.
Yeah, it took them, and it didn't do it. They didn't do it until just this last week.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the end goal will be work with them for 5 years, and at the end just absorb Paramount into Allspark.
Wouldn't that be something?
Didn't they pick? I thought I heard rumblings of picking up Boulder.
Oh yeah, they already own them.
Yeah,
they already own them.
So yeah, it might be they're just grabbing all of them, and they're eventually just gonna absorb them into one thing.
Who knows?
So have Allspark Pictures be formerly Paramount, and they'll have all of the abilities and such that they used to there.
Woo.
I guess that's one way to start a movie business. Just buy other ones.
Yeah, I guess.
And bring them into yours.
But then you're stuck with Paramount.
Yeah, but it'll give them the assets of Paramount, and then they can change it up. Who knows? That's pretty much what it is right now. Is
The
who
lens
knows
in the
what'll happen.
CEO's pocket. That's
Yep.
pretty much it now.
Yep.
Anyway,
See what
merchandise news. Target has an exclusive Songbird Serenade ornament that has been popping up. I also saw Target has an Optimus Prime ornament. I've seen a picture, and oh boy, is the paint on that awful. It was awful. Like his face was just formed looking. Hopefully, the Songbirds are a little better than that.
Oh, the picture looks okay.
Yeah. Speaking of though, Hallmark is also releasing a chibi style Twilight ornament.
It's kind of cute.
It's been listed on eBay actually.
Yep.
And Entertainment Earth has listed the Equestria Girls minis, beach figures, and more movie sets. Specifically sea pony type
beach.
stuff. Yep.
The beach figures.
Get a little sun on the beach.
Yep.
Beach figures. Those are because it's Entertainment Earth. It's all of them at once, not individuals.
Yeah.
And Amazon has listed the Equestria Girls mini sporty beach set, and that is the Rainbow Dash with a jet ski and whatnot.
Motorcycle.
Right, sure.
Yeah. I might have to buy that one.
You might, which means it's almost a guarantee. Anyway,
Almost a guarantee if I can find the room on my shelf.
the Walmart exclusive Captain Celano has been spotted on Taobao. Celano. Yes, which means it's coming soon.
Yep. Soon.
It was a spike,
And a spike. Yes.
Mm.
I guess you got to throw him in somewhere.
I guess. But he's already been thrown in with Twilight and Tempest or whatever. The Amazon exclusive Pinkie Pie glitter sea pony is now available.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Amazon exclusive. It's out. It's glittery.
Glittery one.
Comes as one of those boxes. If you remember the Comic-Con exclusive DJ Pone 3.
Yep.
Well, it's pretty much the same sort of box
Yep. Looks that way.
with the same sort of electronic base.
Push the button and it blinks.
Yep. El Universo has released their augmented reality pony figures and books.
All right. Those things.
Yes, they are
Been a while
now.
since we heard about them.
They revealed them, and they're coming. They have a release schedule on their site over the course of the next few months.
Yep.
Final bit of news. Yes, we're already through that.
Yes.
Comics. Volume 2's Art is Magic has been listed on Amazon for July 24th, 2018. And, well, that's all the news.
That's all the news.
Yeah, it didn't take long, did it? There
No,
really
very
wasn't a
short.
whole lot.
Yeah, very short set of news this week.
But anyway, got to move on again because, well...
What else are we going to do?
Discussion. First off, we're actually, just out of nowhere, 4 Equestria Girls shorts just kind of popped up in the Discovery Go app.
Yes.
So we'll kind of go ahead and talk about those. Right, so there are 4 shorts that released. I'm not sure if these are actually part of the web series that's supposed to be coming out because it's not November 17th.
Yeah.
I'm not sure these are just leftover shorts that are just kind of bundled in, or these are, or what, but I'm kind of concerned because I was hoping for longer shorts than 3 or 4 minutes a pop.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, there are 4 of them. There was Pinky Sitting, A Fine Line, Queen of Clubs, and School of Rock. Right, so Pinky Sitting, that was basic. Rarity has babysitting, but she pawns it off to Pinky because she's got a last-minute invite to a thing she's been wanting to go to. And Pinky winds up babysitting a kid who's kind of more content just sitting there reading.
The best kind of kids to babysit.
Yep. They're quiet. They stay in one spot. And well, Pinky's, it's like, so who's the babysitter?
Yeah. That's kind of interesting. A little bit of a reversal.
That one was kind of an okay one.
It was short.
It was more or less
sweet.
Pinky being goofy.
Yeah.
With a kid who just wasn't. At first, it's like almost like the kid wanted just out, like, now.
It's like, this is weird.
But the kid kind of warmed up to Pinky eventually. It was fine.
It was fine.
It was. I think of these 4, it's probably the weakest, I think.
Not because it was bad. It's just,
yeah,
wasn't much to it.
Yeah. A Fine Line is about, well, Sunset in line for a video game, and I think many of us have been there.
Ah, yes.
Or she was in line for the line.
Yes. Many of us have probably been there, too.
For a game called T-Rex Revenge, yeah. So that's the whole thing, was just her waiting, and then her friends show up.
Yeah.
Keep her company.
Yay.
Because Dash went off and got them. So that's interesting. It's just, I think that from there it's just, oh, so Sunset plays video games.
Sunset plays video games.
How about that?
And invited Dash because Dash also plays video games, apparently.
Yeah. Well, we've seen Dash and AJ playing video games before, and Dash blatantly cheating.
Yeah, there was that scene.
It's like, I'm not going to win. Reset.
You didn't win. You didn't win.
Yeah. You didn't win. You didn't win. Yeah, that's interesting. Also, T-Rex is apparently a fictional character.
Apparently, it's a video game
maybe.
character.
I mean, it's kind
We've
of
seen fictional characters end up being real before.
Remember in the Equestria itself, Tarek has been imprisoned in Tartarus for 1,000 years or whatever. So it's possible he was someone who's real, and now he's dead, and now there's people make video games and stuff based off him.
Yep.
That makes sense.
An old myth that they use for video games.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just kind of interesting. She played video games. How about that?
Yes, it did have one particular scene that was a little bit interesting.
Revenge.
Yes. Like, the best part of the game is? And Fluttershy just, revenge? It's like, oh, geez. It's always the quiet ones.
Fluttershy, do you have something to talk about?
Have something to get off your chest? It's always the quiet ones.
Okay. Also, yeah, it's like Sunset. You should have pre-ordered because they're sold out.
Apparently Pinky did, though.
Yeah,
so.
Pinky did for her. So
all was good.
All was good. All was fine. Yeah, that was kind of weird because also the people she was next to in line kind of like, isn't it great just spending time with your best friend? It's like,
yes, over and over. Best friends, spending time with best friends. And Lyra and Bon Bon were both in the line, if I remember correctly.
As best friends.
As best friends.
I wonder what that says about those two then.
What?
I said, I wonder what that says about those two then. Cool. Anyway, yeah, so that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Just, I guess, from a standpoint of, establish a little bit more about the character.
She likes video games.
Woo! Although I saw a thing about her, I saw a thing on, I think it's Jaburu about, I missed the game. Well, there's a way I can replicate it.
T-Rex.
Oh, no.
Well, yeah. Write a little note in your book, and maybe Twilight can send you to Tartarus to go visit him.
Anyway, Queen of Clubs. That's Dash and AJ decided to turn clubs into a competition. School clubs.
Yes.
And they decided to try to join as many as possible to try to beat the other, because...
everything's a competition.
Yeah, between those two. Just kiss already! Even though that will turn into a competition and blow up. Anyway.
Yeah. I think there's been fanfics like that.
Yes. The thing is, yeah, so at first it's just because, like, AJ's going to bring her pig to the...
the young farmers.
Yeah. And then Rarity's like, gross. And Dash is like, I got 5 clubs. Oh, yeah, I got 6. Well, there's just 5 sports clubs. And then, yeah, they just started more or less invading.
Yeah, invading clubs just in time for the pictures.
Yep, just to say they've been there.
Yep.
And there's lots of little references and goofy jokes throughout those little things.
Oh, yeah. There's tons of them. They're great. Too many to list.
Yeah. One of my particular favorite was the Sailor Moon.
That one was pretty good. The cape.
Yeah. Tuxedo mask. And there was also the fencing club.
I had to stop, pause it, because
Applejack. No.
That's not the... Just brings in a fence piece. Like...
Also, Sunset's in the fencing club.
Yeah, Sunset's in the fencing club.
Sunset likes swords.
Foils. Those are foils.
Knives and stabbing weapons.
No. I know what you're going to reference. No.
I was actually referencing what was it? There's the Schwarzenegger thing. Was it? Yeah.
But you had it in your mind too when you started thinking about stabby things.
Yeah, that's also a club.
No.
That's also a club.
No. The closest thing to a literature club was the one that you already referenced.
Yeah. A literature club. Doki Doki is not Okie Dokie.
No.
Anyway, yeah, so that was a lot of little... Also, then Rarity with the pig. Somehow Rarity got her hands on the pig and decided to have a club with just her and the pig.
Oh, my.
Taking a picture for some reason.
Oh, my.
The pig's the vice president.
Yes. I think my favorite one was probably just the science club dashes with the exploded face and the hair as she's just grinning madly. Doesn't matter. It exploded and it was awesome.
What did you do?
Yeah, there's a bunch of cool ones in there.
Yeah. So that's pretty straightforward. And of course they tied.
Yep.
Because that's what they did. That's what they always do. And then finally there's also School of Rock, which is about Maud in the museum. Talking about rocks.
About rocks.
Yep.
They're gray.
Lots of little fun jokes in there too.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, come on, man. Guys, come on. There's got to be a reaction here somewhere. Anyone? No?
Anyone?
Yeah, there are good ones in there. It's like, wow.
Magnificent.
Remember, Maud's a good comedian.
Yep. Maud's a great comedian.
Yeah, and also, yeah, so she was doing that, and then to help spice it up, Twilight, Rarity, and Pinky helped with their little magic abilities to do
Spice
things.
things up, and it went well, and yep.
Yeah, it was dynamite.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
And
that's just like exciting about the sandstone, which I'll point out. There. And then apparently Mod has a fan club.
Yep, apparently.
The Mod Squad. Ha ha.
Mod Squad.
I get it. There'll be an episode in the future called Mod Squad.
Mod Squad.
That'd be fun. But yeah, it's lots of little. I like the jokes that Mod was telling, but otherwise it's like, jokes. Yeah, it's just it was a museum tour of rocks.
Yeah. There was one thing in the background, though.
Oh yeah, that thing.
It was a picture of fossils on the ground, but one of the fossils was
clearly an alicorn.
An alicorn skeleton. A really, really small alicorn.
It was just far away.
No, it was in a frame with other ones. But it was like tiny, which means that alicorn may have been a foot and a half tall at most. It's just like...
It's Flurry Heart.
Oh, jeez. I don't know, but it was very horse-shaped. Plus all the others.
There was a horn in the wings. So.
Yep, very much an alicorn, but it was very horse looking. Yeah. I don't know, it was a bit interesting. Unless the other skeletons were really big, which could be. Either way, it's weird.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's
obviously that's a remnant from back in the ancient times of this planet, where at one point ponies were poised to be the dominant species, but then these apes came along, and well, that was that pretty much.
Or since it's very horse-shaped, that's like a G1 or something.
Or G1, but there were no alicorns.
I know there were no alicorns then. There weren't any alicorns until G4.
I'm gonna go with my theory. Just that's just prehistoric version of the ponies we have now, but that in this world that was not the species who wound up staying around.
I guess,
or at least didn't become dominant.
Black figure somewhere, big black monument that they touched.
The apes found the
Full
monument.
Stars.
So yeah, they're kind of interesting. Well, yeah. 3 of them are pretty interesting. One of them was alright, but I just kind of was hoping for more. And if this is the web series, then okay. I was hoping for longer, like 7, 8, 9 minute ones.
Well, we still have the YouTube, specifically the YouTube series, the Choose Your Own Adventure ones.
Yeah, there's that too. But I'm hoping this is not the sign of we will be the YouTube series. I'm hoping this is not the case. You know, I don't want this to be the YouTube series, but I'm afraid this is the YouTube series. I mean, we'll find out in I guess a couple weeks, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because that was supposed to appear November 17th, so it's kind of strange what's going on here. I'm not sure if this could just be leftover shorts. But the thing is, these also have actual credits at the end, which the other shorts did not.
Intro and full credits at the end. No,
the intro is also really short.
Yeah.
It's shorter than the intros we were getting before with the shorts. Other than that, I was like,
shorts.
Yeah, let's just hope that
we'll see. I guess
they did say they vary in length.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in the future. We'll find out for sure.
Yep.
Anyway, that's the first 4 or whatever, possibly just 4 more extra shorts. I don't know.
Watch, they release another 3 between now and when we release the episode. That would not be surprising.
Yeah, that would.
People like to release on the weekends.
Yeah, so that's that. Yes. Moving on, though. Moving on. Moved on earlier, but season 7.
Season 7 just ended.
It's finished. It's over.
It's over.
Finally,
it's done.
After many leaks and whatnot.
The leaky faucet is done.
For now.
It'll
probably start right back up again next spring.
Watch, if it doesn't get fixed, we'll have the entire season 8 get dumped in the hiatus.
Oops.
Oh god, that would screw up so many things.
Season 8 wouldn't be done yet. Remember, they're still working on the season while it's still airing.
Yeah. But imagine if the first half, if they do another
leaked all the scripts
season
out.
Oh jeez.
Because they did leak out the scripts.
Yeah,
for
they did leak
7.
out the scripts that had some things in them.
Some important things.
Yes, I can't remember exactly what they were, but...
Well, the one important thing was clarifying that, yes, these are the same sirens from Rainbow Rocks.
All right.
But, yeah.
People are still upset about that.
Yeah.
I'm denying it. I'm still seeing people deny it.
I actually just saw this morning, Nick Confalone was actually kind of talking about it.
Oh?
A bit on Twitter. He just saw him talking briefly about it, like, what is canon? Asking people, what is canon to you? And he's basically, his thing is, Equestria Girls is pretty much just the same thing. As far as he's concerned, it's all part of the same show, just under a different name.
Oh.
So, which basically would say it's canon.
Yep.
Anyway, season 7.
Season 7.
Lots of differences in here. For one thing, starting off with a non-two-parter.
Yeah, that was a little interesting.
It was interesting.
Starting off with that single
2 episodes, but not two-parter.
Yeah.
Which is strange.
It was strange, and it
threw us off for a little bit, I think, because we were kind of we come to expect the big opening two-parter, and we didn't get that, so it was kind of an odd way to start the season.
Yeah,
the episode itself was a little odd.
Yeah, we usually get your two-parter that usually sets up the feel of the season.
And we didn't
Not always, but sometimes.
Yeah, so that was interesting of itself. The season overall, I think
it was better than season 6.
Yeah, it's definitely better than season 6, but I think in general, though, I think seasons actually 4 and 5 even kind of both had a lot more.
Possibly. I mean, we did get a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, we did get a lot of good stuff, but I think.
But yeah, I think overall 4 or 5 may have been above it, but this is definitely better than season 6.
Yeah, season 6 was kind of a low point.
Yeah,
it's just not necessarily because of badness, although there was one episode.
Yeah, there was one.
But other than that, other episodes are pretty much... season 6 had pretty much 2 standout episodes. One really good standout and one not so great standout. And the others were just kind of
Yeah, they weren't bad, but it didn't really...
Honestly, kind of... I remember thinking back, it's like season 6, a lot of it's just kind of...
Yeah, I mean, if I go back...
It's vague mishmash in my head of what happened in season 6 versus other seasons I kind of remember more distinctly.
Yeah, there's at least more points that immediately jump out to you.
Yeah, versus 6 is kind of
I know it's 6. It's hard for me to remember the details. As soon as I see a list, I start remembering, oh yeah, that was good, that was good, I like that. But it's hard for me to remember it otherwise. This one was also a little bit interesting. I think it got better as it went. The second half, I think, was better overall than the first half. There was, good things in the first half too, but I think just the second half overall, it was better than the first half.
I might actually more or less disagree with you on that one, just because I'm looking at what I've written down and
yeah, so am I.
So I'm starting to think that we might have a little bit of disagreement there.
We probably are,
because I'm feeling a large chunk of season 7. Season 7's first half was actually pretty strong in overall. And second half both halves had kind of a missteps here and there, but
I wouldn't say that the first half was bad. Like I said, the first half did have a really good set, and there weren't any real, other than a couple downsides. Most of them were all really good. It's just, I think a lot of those really good ones mixed in with a lot of midpoint ones with the second half, I guess. I think the first half for me just, there was a couple low points in the first half that the second half didn't quite have as low.
Right. Well, I think the second half, I definitely had a couple low points here and there that, yeah, overall it's a pretty solid season, even if they had 2 different sets of story editors, because Joanna Lewis and Christine Sonko moved on to a primetime TV show.
Yeah.
How about that? They just moved on to that, so it's like they're no longer on the team, unfortunately, because they were good. They were shaping up to be pretty strong.
Yeah.
Particularly story editors, it was starting to shape up to be pretty strong stuff, and they are now no longer part of the show.
Yeah, primetime though is probably a better deal for them though.
Yeah, probably. Unfortunate though for us.
Well, we got Nicole. We'll see how Nicole does.
Yeah. Got Nicole DeBook.
DeBook.
We're gonna stumble over that name forever until we're like, how do you pronounce your last name?
We need to get it on recording. Record Nicole saying her last name so we can figure out how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Yeah, overall this was much stronger, I feel, in season 6.
Yes.
In general. Even heck, I'll even admit it kind of somewhat improved Starlight, although not a whole lot. I mean, let's be honest, the bar was kind of low.
The bar was kind of low, and I think, yeah, like I've mentioned a few times, our biggest issues with Starlight cannot be fixed, because
not anymore.
The way to fix them would not make for a good episode, so they're not going to do it.
The way to fix them, basically, you'd have to completely ignore half of season 6 and then move forward from there.
Or to have an episode dedicated to fixing it, which, again, was all I was saying, to acknowledge and correct the problems, which would not be a good episode in general, so they're not going to do it.
Well, who knows what they can pull off. I would not doubt that one of the writers could pull it off. But
I think right now the problems that I have, at least in the way I would see them being able to fix it, wouldn't fit with everything else they've already done. It would seem just kind of ham-fisted. So
Starlight in general, then.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
I know. But jokes. Jokes do. Wait. That doesn't even make sense.
What? No. No.
Right. So yeah, it was
overall an enjoyable episode.
Yeah, overall season.
You know what I meant to say. I always stumble over words. I know what I meant to say.
That was a really long episode.
That was a really long episode. You know, some seasons, you know, I don't think we've had any like that, you know, where it is like one big episode, one big story arc.
Yeah, we haven't really, well...
I don't think we're ever going to get something quite like that.
We're still kind of, this season kind of delved into it a little bit towards the second half, particularly with the pillars and
with
whatnot.
The pillars. But
and then also, this is the first time they've really kind of dipped their toes into cross-media storytelling. Yes,
that is one particular thing with this season. They are definitely doing what we really wanted to see. We wanted to see more interaction in the comics.
Yeah, and I'm noticing it's kind of getting a mixed reception among the fan base.
Yeah.
Some people really don't like that because they don't want to go buy the comics. It's like, well, the comics aren't really necessary.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing. They did it right. The comics are not necessary to understand what's going on in this
they
show.
Didn't pull a 343 with Halo.
Yeah. you don't need the comics. They're just nice. They're just nice to read.
Yeah. They give you more context, but they're not
if
important.
You want it.
Yeah.
But you don't need to. And that's actually still ongoing as is now. We don't have the full comic stories yet. The Legends of Magic's still going. I don't know how much longer it'll be going though, but we know it's still going. Yeah, so that was kind of an interesting experiment that I feel more or less worked out in the end.
You know, a little bit interesting talking about the comics and this season. Supposedly that 3-part with Shadowlock. Remember the 3-parter that What's-His-Face wrote? They said that was supposed to tie in with the season. And we never really saw a direct connection.
Yeah,
there's a sort of implied connection if you think about it.
I wonder if something changed. That was a while ago, remember?
It was a while ago, but they said it was supposed to be there.
I know it's possible the season finale script change or something.
Maybe. And you can still kind of connect it because he was trying to eliminate books to eliminate a thing from history that could come back.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happened. They found Star Swirl's book and Twilight made the
he was trying
evil
to find
come back.
a specific book.
Yeah. A very specific book, which could have been the journal, which was part of the keys of unlocking and bringing him back. So that could be the connection. But it was never directly represented in the show.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird one. It would not surprise me if something changed between when that comic issue was written and when we got the season finale.
Yeah.
It's possible something changed between those two things.
Could be.
The story changed enough that the two aren't as directly connected as they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like things are always set in stone forever.
Yeah, things do change, and they could have written it and thought it, when they first come up with the idea, it's like, yeah, this is a good idea, let's do this, and as they write it, they realize it might not be quite what we wanted, and so they change things. It's not working out
anymore, so let's change it.
Things change once you actually start getting things on paper.
Yeah, or you have or even getting storyboarding.
Yep.
At that point, it's like, it's not working. Or, wow, we're having a hard time getting the story to fit into 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's another one.
Or this story's not long enough for 2 episodes.
Yep.
So you get that sort of thing. So it's possible this stuff's just changed between that comic and now. Or when they finished the season finale.
Yeah.
It's certainly possible because, again, it felt more, again, it still kind of felt a little one-sided in the sense that the comics were building off the show, and the show was kind of still doing its own thing without really paying too much attention to the comics.
Yeah. I wonder the time it takes to develop each one, if one of the reasons is just because
timing.
The timing between them.
I'm trying to remember how long. I remember seeing somewhere how long the comics. I know the show takes an episode takes a year to make. I don't know how long they said comics. I know comics are well ahead, though, of when they're finally released.
Yeah, so it could be one of those, the reason we're not going to see, they can't, it's like a timing logistic thing, the reason why they can't work together back and forth. It's just because it takes longer to make one than the other.
Plus, again, then you're getting too reliant on the comics being necessary.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Yeah, that isn't good. You shouldn't ever have to go to another source to get everything.
Yeah, probably should go ahead and move on.
Yeah, we should probably move on because we got a lot of things to go through.
Still got our
big list.
Yeah, big list. Probably should let you go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah. Starting from the bottom,
starting
from worst
from the
to best.
bottom at number 25, right?
Yep,
Make
25.
sure I'm not actually missing any episodes.
Yes, 25
I have
is the
25 here.
25.
All right, at number 25.
Remember, we take the two parters and mash them together for the sake of these.
So, my least favorite, All Bottled Up.
And agreed.
Yep, and for the same reasons I said when we did our first half, it has not moved at all. It started at the bottom.
It's a weak sauce episode about
And
Starlight and Trixie.
Yep,
Trixie's annoying, Starlight's not interesting, and it just kind of doesn't work. And also introduces bizarre...
the whole magic, emotion, anger thing.
It's bizarre. It doesn't really fit. Worked. And I noticed it just kind of disappeared after this.
Yeah, I don't think it worked very well.
It was a misstep of an idea that probably should not have been done.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good concept. Just the generic moral, I guess. Don't bottle up your anger. Yeah, but you didn't have to do it literally.
Yeah. Or, I think I said it before, but if you're doing that, rather than having the magic anger showing up for no apparent reason, it's the spell that she's doing that's I don't know. She casts a spell to do it, and then
supposed to be a spell. But the fact that it was just kind of.
But the thing was, it was already there.
Weird. Yeah.
So that was my big problem.
It was a weird disconnect on it.
Yeah. It's not great.
Yeah. It was just good moral, bad execution.
It's definitely nowhere
good
near
lesson.
There's still several episodes I consider worse in the series, but
but for this season, I think it was the lowest point.
Definitely.
And so you'll agree with that one. So it's back to me. This is where things started to change a little bit, I guess, because last time I had Celestial Advice, but it has since moved, and now in 24 is Rock Solid Friendship. Yeah. So Celestial Advice went up, and Rock Solid Friendship got bumped down a bit because it was already low from the first half. And yeah, I guess it was just Pinky just grated on me.
Right.
It just was not Pinky was not done well. So I think that's really what it was. And some of the, like, when Starlight showed up, it was really just kind of...
Why?
It kind of forced, I guess, too obvious, too on the nose. That's the word. It was a little bit on the nose there.
24, I put Not Asking for Trouble. That's the yak one.
Oh, yeah, you didn't like the yak one, but I did.
Yeah, the yak one was just, again, I think for me, that was just kind of it felt repetitive and not particularly interesting.
Yeah.
So that was my big thing, was just the yaks, it was just the same thing over and over again. The yaks are just super stubborn, and it's just, I don't know, just it felt it didn't really quite work.
Yeah, I didn't mind that one, so I remember last time I had it a lot higher on the last list.
That's my 24.
Yeah. My 23 is Uncommon Bond.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you put it that low compared to me.
I am too.
Actually, I'm surprised where I put it when I finally listed all my stuff out. We'll get to it when we get there.
It just didn't click with me. I can't really say there was a huge amount wrong, other than it just didn't click, I guess.
Right. Makes sense. That makes sense.
That's about all I can say.
Yeah. 23. This is where I put Honest Apple.
Wow.
This is actually more or less last time I put it at number 9 out of 11, so this is not much of a movement other than more episodes existed. Honest Apple, that's the one with the fashion show and whatnot.
Yes, it's the fashion show with...
I think it's one of those, I think looking back at it, again, it's not necessarily bad per se, it's just kind of... Looking back, I'm kind of realizing a lot of it did kind of fall flat. Not bad, just... There's a lot right with it, but there's just enough kind of like, we're just kind of... I mean, the highlight was Rarity shredding.
Shredding, that was amazing.
Other than that, it's just kind of like, Applejack's just being a kind of a jerk. And it's like, I guess.
I had that one a bit higher.
So there's that.
A bit higher.
It's not really bad. Oddly enough, for me, it was easy for me to get the top 5, bottom 5 kind of sorted out for myself, and then everything else is just where it's like, okay, now I have to actually think.
Yeah. For me, it's always the middle parts, which we're already starting to get to for me, which is the hardest to sort, because it's all like, I can't compare them. They're different.
Yeah.
So how do I sort them? But yeah, we're on to 22 now. Celestial Advice.
Wow.
It went up, actually.
Yeah.
It was my second least from the first one, and it went up again. And I thought about it, it's like, Yeah, I think most of my issue with Celestial Advice is just the fact that they pulled the rug out from under us. For all of us that didn't like Starlight, it was all like, we're gonna get rid of her, gonna get rid of her, gonna get rid of her. Haha, no we're not, got ya. And that felt kind of like, you're kind of jerks.
Yeah.
But I thought about it a little bit more, and it's like, but it did give us a whole bunch of other really good stuff that we had wanted. Mm-hmm. We saw a little bit more about Celestia. We saw Twilight kind of freak out. So it did have some good points to it. So I did have to bump it up some more.
Right.
But still, pulling the rug out from under us.
Not cool, bro.
Not cool.
Yeah. 22 is where I put Rock Solid Friendship.
Yeah.
So it didn't get that much higher than you, just a little bit. Yeah, a lot of the same reasons. Pinky's kind of annoying. Starlight showing up. It felt very much like, hey, you guys like Maud? Let's hope that popularity Maud rubs off on Starlight. Yeah,
it's a weird one. It's like Starlight didn't do anything wrong in that episode, but it's just the way she was...
It felt very much like a thinly disguised attempt to increasing her popularity through osmosis.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt weird.
That's my thing. It
you
felt
didn't
like
do anything wrong.
Yeah, it's like I think it
weird.
kind of ties into the same problems I've had before with Starlight, which is make another character speak positively of her, a very popular character speak positively of her or interact with her and become good friends with her, so that by association, Starlight becomes popular.
That's why they did it with Trixie.
And Luna talking up how great Starlight is now in the season 6 finale. I remember that was one of my what the heck, or Twilight doing in the beginning of that. It's like, take popular character, make her talk up Starlight, make Starlight popular, right?
That was a really weird one.
Almost feels sad. It almost feels like it's working. That's what's very weird. It almost feels like that's actually working.
It does if you do it right.
Yeah. Well, I'm not talking about working narrative. I'm talking about working on the audience.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I was like. Yeah. I feel it didn't actually work, but it didn't work on me anyway.
No, you've already hard set no on Starlight. Nothing's going to work for you.
Except shipping her off elsewhere.
Shipping her off with Trixie?
Yeah, sure, whatever. If she and Trixie go off and travel the world on a magical show and they never show up again, I'd be cool with that. Or have her go off to the Crystal Empire with Sunburst and never show up again. I'd be cool with that, too.
Not gonna happen. Remember, Celestial Advice. Starlight's here to stay. That was the whole point. She's here, like her or not.
Yeah, but things change, though.
Anyway, moving on. Number 21, right?
Yes.
This is where I have Fluttershy leans in. And I feel bad for putting it this low. I do. Because... a lot of people panned this episode.
Yeah, I know that.
They said it was like the worst episode. And we're all like, no, it's not. This is not the worst episode. Yet here it is on number 21. It's like, it doesn't feel like it deserves to be that low.
And yet.
But there it is. But it's really only because I can't. There's a lot of other ones that I'm almost thinking it's equal with.
Yeah. But
like on my list, I have things sectioned out here into like. These are definitely low. These are another section that are similar to another. And we're already into a huge section here of like 11 episodes that I'm having a hard time sorting out. And Fluttershy leans in.
Just kind of...
It just happens to be at the bottom of it right now.
Because just...
It's just where it ended up.
Yeah.
And like these, you could easily throw something at me verbally, not physically, and get me to move it up. I wouldn't be hard pressed. No, don't throw things at me.
What you
told you not to throw things at me physically. But yeah, so this is where I put it in because it was a decent episode. There's nothing wrong with the episode.
Yeah.
But it was a bit of a filler.
It was. A little bit. All right. So my number 21 is actually Daring Done.
Wow, you put that way lower than I did.
Yeah. I think it was just kind of... This is one of those episodes I thought about a bit. It's just kind of weirdly set up. The weirdly the ponies are just, their opinions will change in a matter of seconds based on who's talking. The whole that's the weird plot of just it felt like it was kind of like going to go somewhere else, like Daring feeling guilty because oh wow I just leave a wake of destruction whenever I go off these artifacts, and then wound up being about Daring's that was all of a sudden Daring's being framed. And just kind of felt like a weird sidestep.
Yeah.
So I just felt like it was kind of a weird thing of like, it didn't really know what it wanted to do with itself. And so it kind of felt a little messy towards the end. I mean, the Somnambulist stuff was pretty nice, but I kind of wish that was Foley voiced rather than just old guy.
Yeah.
And other than that, though, other than the Somnambulist stuff, it was kind of a weirdly messy episode. And it's like, So it's like, yeah, it's kind of, it's one of those, the more thought about it, the more like it's not as good as I originally thought it was.
Yeah, I have that one a lot higher, but I did struggle with it a bit too on where to put it. So up to number 20, I have Discordant Harmony. Yep. It was, again, there's nothing wrong with this episode. We had very few bad episodes this season.
Yeah.
But again, it felt kind of like a filler, just like the last one with Fluttershy. It was a little bit of a filler episode. Not much really happened at the end of it. Everything was just like, okay, other than Fluttershy now goes to Discord's place every now and then for tea or whatnot. But yeah, it had a lot of cool things, gags and such in it, but yeah, I guess it just, okay.
All right.
That and when that's the episode, just say, okay. Not much I can say about it else. It gets kind of put a little lower.
At number 20, I put Secrets and Pies.
Dang, you put that one low.
Yeah. I think this is just one of those, like a lot of yours have been. It's just kind of, this one feels like the filler episode to me. It's fine, just not particularly great. It's one of those, it's like, it doesn't have enough strengths to help bring it up higher.
I think it does, but
that's what
we have different lists.
That's what it means for me. It's this thing. It's just kind of, it doesn't have enough, or to kind of, it doesn't really do anything wrong, but doesn't really do anything right. Well, not right, but it doesn't really do anything wrong, but just it doesn't do anything particularly great in the sense that other stuff did, I think, better in a sense. Does that make sense? I'm babbling kind of.
You're kind of babbling a bit.
This is an episode that's kind of weird for me in some ways. It's got some great stuff in it, but it's just kind of this weird idea. I think it's just the idea that it just feels like this kind of felt sometimes a little overly complicated for what the problem is.
I think that was kind of the point.
I know, but it's like it doesn't necessarily mean I have to like it just because that's the point.
No, you don't have to like any of it.
So it's kind
You're wrong, but you don't have to like it.
It just kind of felt like an overly complicated one. It's just like, when you could just ask, do you not like pie? Or my pie? And it's like, oh.
Yes, but that's just not Pinky.
I don't know.
That's just not how Pinky works.
Well, I don't know. Pinky seems to be pretty straightforward and blunt other times.
Maybe.
So I don't know. It's just kind of a...
Anyway, number 19. To Change a Changeling. Yep. I mean... It had some good stuff in it, but again, Starlight and Trixie.
Yeah.
They're
not great.
They're not a great duo. Well, they work well together, just not for me. I just don't like either of those characters. But yeah, there was some good points in it though. Pharynx was actually great. He was the best part of the episode. But there was a whole bunch of little gags here and there with the rest of the changelings, and it was nice to see what they did and how they were doing. And so it had some okay points, but not really enough to really sell it as well as others.
Right. Number 19, I put Marks and Recreation. I think this is just the one where it's just kind of odd in that it just kind of feels like a weird, bizarro version of the Cutie Map.
Yeah.
Way back season 5 premiere.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's weird in that cutie marks are bad. It's like, oh. It's just kind of Rumble's just being a jerk.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah. Rumble's just being kind of a jerk. There's a song about it, and it was kind of it was like an okay song. So it's just kind of like, I mean, there's some good stuff, and I mean, Sweetie Belle getting just mad. Sweetie Belle's getting mad. And then also the everyone just kind of lying there on the grass, bored out of their skulls, and that was probably for me. Those are kind of the two highlights of the episode, because otherwise it's kind of like, all right, I guess it's just Rumbles just doesn't like Cutie Marks because of he wants to be his brother.
Yeah, he's got his own things, and yeah.
And he's afraid that he'll be locked into something he doesn't actually like, which kind of completely misses the point of Cutie Marks, and they try to explain it to him, and he doesn't want to hear it because he's too afraid. And okay, sure.
Yeah, there's a couple things going on that one. Number 18, Forever Philly. I have Forever Philly.
Right, that one.
It was
this
funny.
Is a big disparity.
Yeah, this is going to be probably a big disparity. And it was Yeah, Forever Philly. Actually, interestingly enough, I had Forever Philly below Fluttershy Leans In last time. And rethinking about it, it did actually come up. Not by much, but it did. It came up a bit. And I think about it. The reason it's still low for me is because it's still a rarity episode. And I've never been a fan of rarity episodes. It wasn't bad, but okay. But yeah, it was. It had some good points to it, but again, being a rarity episode and being about that stuff, it just didn't click. It just didn't click with me very much. Tabitha did an amazing job. She just had fun with that one. Tabitha always does an amazing job, but it just wasn't an episode that really clicked with me.
Yep, makes sense. Number 18 is where I put Fame and Misfortune. As everyone knows, that's the meta episode.
Yep.
It's one of those. At the time, I remember we said we weren't totally sure what to think about it.
Yep.
And I've had time to think about it. I think in general, ignoring the more meta aspects, the actual narrative, there is a bit of messiness there. The biggest thing is the song doesn't quite gel with the rest of the episode. The two don't quite align. So you got this weird wait, which message is this? Wait, what's this episode actually about? Because you get the whole thing is the song's like, we're not perfect, like, okay, but the whole episode is about everyone misunderstanding the lessons and making it into a popularity contest. Yep. So it's kind of a weird thing. And also, as Emmy Larson had a couple good points about why he doesn't like it, and I get it. Like, these ponies are being jerks when they've never really been jerks before, and
yep.
It's just kind of a weird thing. And also this is also episode on all the illustrates. I have one of my weird problems with Starlight, which is the whole they tell us she's good friends with the main six, and this is one of the episodes, she's good friends with the main six, and then everywhere else she doesn't really act like she's good friends with them. She's practically strangers to them, or they're strangers to her, so it's kind of that weird showing and telling, our code and telling us completely different things. So that's one of the other problems, is just that, and it's just kind of a weird mess at times.
It is. Spoiler.
I mean, the only reason I think for me got this high is just because there are some good lines in there. Like, Twilight was better before she had wings. This kind of made me laugh a bit.
Yeah.
That's this couple little things kind of brought it up, but not really enough to get it any higher than this.
Yep. Short spoiler. Mine's not too far up higher than this for pretty much the same reasons. We just weigh them a little differently, but it didn't get super high for me either.
That was my number 18.
That was number 18. So number 17, this is where I have A Health of Information. It was one of the pillar episodes. So it had some good points there and introductions of things, and it had Fluttershy being assertive, not learning that she needs to be assertive, but actually practicing it. So that had some good points to it. But it had some good points here and there, but it still didn't do a huge amount. Wasn't a bad episode by any means. None of these were really bad episodes, except for maybe like All Bottled Up. Yeah. It was a Fluttershy episode, and those can be sometimes hit or miss, and those tend to be very calm, very much like Fluttershy. So if you're a Fluttershy fan, these are great episodes. So this is really getting to that personal, just personal feelings on the characters and the writing style at this point. I can't really say anything's objectively done wrong. It was just, it had some good points, but others just did things more to my liking.
Right.
So, but yeah, it is in like the middle of this big chunks here. So that's it. That's that one.
Number 17, Fluttershy Leans In. That's where I put it.
That's where you put us. We both have a Fluttershy episode at
just
17.
Different ones. This is kind of like, it was an episode which we kind of praised initially, and it's still good. It's just a lot of stuff wound up being way better, and that's pretty much the only reason it got so low, was because there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a very tame episode comparatively. It's very tame, and other episodes just did something way better.
Yeah, that's basically like most of the reasons
didn't do anything wrong. Really. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, most of the reasons mine are down so far is just because I just happen to like other ones better, not because I didn't like this one. I was personally more invested in the other ones.
Right.
Number 16, Not Asking for Trouble. That's where I put this one because I liked it a lot better than you did. I thought this was Pinky done a lot better. She wasn't as hyper annoying as she was in like Rock Solid Friendship. So I just liked it better. I just enjoyed it. And yeah, it was kind of a little bit fillery, but not a huge amount. I mean, it showed us a little bit more about the stubbornness of yaks. We know they were stubborn, but not to like we can't ask for help.
Right.
That was new. Yeah, and I think they handled Pinky really well in this one, and I enjoyed it. I really did.
Yeah.
So it got a lot higher for me.
For me, number 16 was Triple Threat.
Triple Threat.
Yeah.
I gave Triple Threat a lot more than you did.
Yeah.
And I still don't know exactly why. I just didn't feel like putting it lower.
It just was.
It just was, and I struggled on
Triple
that one
Threat.
for so
I think
long.
is one of those. It's Spike, Thorax, and Ember, and of those three characters, Ember is the one I only one I really like.
Yeah.
So
I like Thorax a little bit more.
So Thorax is one of those. He's kind of okay, but not super interesting.
I like Thorax. I like Thorax's character. I really do. I hate his horns, but his character's great.
Yeah, I'm just of the. He's kind of okay, but I'm not really super interested in him as a character. Spike, everyone knows I'm not super really into Spike as a character, and also Starlight was there pretty constantly again. Starlight, yeah, but Ember is the only. I think for me, I think I feel like Ember. The reason this got up so high was just Ember was great.
Ember was great
because the whole smearing food along the walls or eating Twilight's castle, and just her being so Sun at the end. Trying to talk about feelings and not totally succeeding. So I think that's what brought it up. But otherwise, it's kind of like, it's just, and also the whole problem was it's Spike made his own problem and then was called to fix the problem. And so it's like, but you didn't do anything.
Wait.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. And the problem fixed itself and he gets credit for it. And it's like, Map, what are you doing?
Well, Map was saying, like, dude, you screwed up. This is actually a problem that you need to fix now. And then it went, all right, you finally fixed your mistake.
But he didn't do anything. It fixed without his help.
I think the mistake was he just needed to admit his mistake. And that's what he finally did, was admit that, yeah, this was kind of my fault.
And anyway, it's just kind of it was a weird episode just because of that as a whole. It's all his fault, and yet somehow
it was a weird episode, which is why
it's one of the easily avoidable problems too.
Yeah. Well, like half of this.
I know this is the kind of the easily avoided problems where it's like, I mean, really easily avoided, and like if you weren't stupid, kind of thing.
I don't know. This is actually a tough one dealing with stuff like that. People do actually deal with that a lot.
I know, but it's still just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. What are we up to? 15?
Yeah.
At number 15, I have Marks and Recreation. That's where I put that one. For almost the same reasons as yours, I just liked it a little better. That's basically how it goes. I just liked it a little better. Yeah. Those good points that you mentioned, I guess I weighted them more than you did against its negatives, and I didn't weight the negatives as much. So, and I think with the whole Rumble, you're like, I think it starts to show that there's more things going on with Rumble. It's like the way I felt it. His whole cutie marks are bad was more of a deflection. He was deflecting onto that. It's like he had there was another thing that he was struggling with mentally, and he associated with that so that he could deflect away from himself, I guess. And it is actually something that people do a lot. It's like, I can't see it as a problem that I'm dealing with, so I'm going to blame it on this. And it was, his fear. It was not just his fear. It's just like he wants to be something, and he's afraid of not. Yeah, he's just afraid of not being able to do what he wants to do. He has this thing here. And he's afraid, if he does something else and gets a cute mark, he won't be able to do what he wants. That's the whole thing. But it's like he deflects onto the cutie marks are bad, where he doesn't really fully believe that cutie marks are, but that's a really quick way to put the blame on.
Okay.
And it's something that I do start seeing stuff like that, and I understand that. So I guess I don't weight that as negative as much as you, because I see it as more as this is an actual thing that happens.
Right.
So that's why it got up a little bit more.
Right. So these next few might be a little surprising for people. Number 15, I put Uncommon Bond.
You put Uncommon Bond up there?
Yeah.
Even with all the Starlight?
Yeah, but for me, it's just kind of the, more or less this is because the episode kind of showcases this is why Starlight's a bad character.
You took it more the Schadenfreude aspect of it, and I don't deal with Schadenfreude.
That's pretty much what brought it up, was just, hey, Starlight's a bad character, here's why. And it finally made me be able to finally articulate the final piece of why Starlight is a bad character. Of, she's just kind of someone who never grew up. And it's really grating to watch that.
Yeah, but you gave it a lot more props than I did.
Yeah, I gave it props just because it was kind of fun to watch her flail and, well, and also, I'll be honest, Trixie was a little bit better in this episode just because it was kind of funny. Her and Trixie and Sunburst and Maud, and even the Twilight section was pretty great too. Just the antiquities, although it still had a couple misfired jokes and whatnot.
Yeah, I guess I rated it lower because I'm not into Schadenfreude and I don't find enjoyment in that. So you were able to find enjoyment where I wasn't.
Yeah.
So that's why you brought it up higher. 14. Fame and Misfortune.
Way higher than me.
Not way higher. Remember, this is still in this big chunk of nebulousness that I have. But yeah, for a lot of the same reasons that you mentioned. It was tough to originally place it because I didn't know exactly how to feel about it. And yes, I will say, hearing Larson talk about it afterwards did affect where I put it. Hearing his thoughts on it made me understand some things a little bit more. For me, I guess the reason it got lower, because there was some funny stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the meta aspect, there were some funny parts to the meta aspect.
Yeah.
But I think it was came on a little too strong in that area as well. And I know we mentioned when talking about it, and I mentioned when talking about it, if this episode felt mean to you, that's probably because it was talking about you, and you're the one that really needs to take this to heart. But I do think it was a little bit too much. They dialed up a little bit more than reasonable. Yeah. Which had been mentioned now elsewhere with this is kind of unbelievable for these characters to do that. Yeah. And I do also agree it is kind of messy.
The narrative was weird.
Was a little bit messy on that. I did like the song though. I thought the song was really good. And I do bump it up because it had a great content.
The song was great. Just the problem was the song didn't really fit with the rest of the episode.
Yeah, like you say, with the messy narrative, and I will agree with that one, which is why it's not even higher on the list.
Yeah. That's just kind of weird. Where was I?
That was 14.
14. 14. To Change a Changeling.
You put
the other
that one up
Schadenfreude episode. Also, this one had Pharynx in it.
Yeah,
great.
Pharynx was great.
This was again a lot of the same reasons for Uncommon Bond. It was just one watching Starlight and Trixie this time. But basically, this is why you're not a great person. Like Trixie just immediately passing the buck off to Trixie or Starlight. Yeah. Trixie packing off the buck to Starlight when everything goes wrong. Starlight just making this insane, stupid plan of let's lead the monsters to their home. That'll work, right? But Pharynx just kind of there, and also I like the the problem circle, whatever they called it.
Oh yes,
the soup
great.
line.
The soup
line that also right there. So again, it's just for me Schadenfreude and a little bit, and this Pharynx and the rest of the changes were actually kind of fun. Thorax was whatever, but every other change was kind of fun.
Yeah, I like Thorax. Number 13. It isn't the main thing about you.
Okay.
It's a rarity episode. But we're getting into the midpoint on episodes. I think this might be the midpoint. This is the midpoint. This is the very middle. Yeah. For me, I barely remember the middle of the episode. All I remember is Rarity's hair. The awesome hair afterwards, the punk hair. Yeah. But, I mean, otherwise, it was a decent Rarity episode, but it was, again, a Rarity episode.
Right.
But it had some good points in it.
Mm-hmm.
And had the awesome hair at the end.
Yep.
And it had a lesson, too. It's like, sometimes, it's just...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Number 13. And this kind of makes sense for me. Put this in the middle, Celestial Advice.
Celestial Advice.
There's always that episode I have mixed feelings on, and so right in the middle kind of makes sense.
Yep.
Lots of good points about it. The Twilight and Celestia interaction, finally, extensive interaction that was more than just, I'm going to talk about some lesson you need to learn for 3 minutes and then leave.
Yeah.
It was more than that. It was looked more into Twilight and Celestia as teacher and student. We got to see them finally interacting. We got to see Celestia acting more human.
Human, yes.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah. She was more of a real character.
She wasn't just an advice dispenser.
Yeah.
Which was nice. So it was really nice to see that. But on the flip side, it was all about Starlight.
The entire episode was about Starlight and the premise of Starlight's
then,
existence.
Of course, the leading us on into the Starlight's going to leave now. Wait, no, she's not, because... And also, it leads into the thing of... You said this changes everything, which meant also, but the thing was, it changed absolutely nothing. She still lives at the castle, she's still learning things, she's still messing up frequently. So it's like she graduated... So basically what you're saying is she once again earned something, she got something she didn't earn.
It's just, I don't know. Yeah,
so that's the other problem. Is
that's why I had it so low.
Sets up a weird expectation. But the other part, that's my thing, is I would have been lower. It would have been that low if it wasn't for the fact I got a lot of Twilight and Celestia interaction. And been asking for. So that's the only reason I got it this high.
Yep. I guess I'm just not as desiring of that as much as you, because it's not my waifu. It's yours.
So yeah, that's that.
All right, we're up to number 12. Mm-hmm. Honest Apple.
Yeah, you put it way higher.
I put it way higher than you did. Again, we're just now on the edge of that nebulousness, big nebulousness one that I have. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it, and the shredding rarity was amazing. But yeah, and it is a little bit different. Like, talking about Applejack and telling the truth, it was a slightly different take that we haven't seen before. Because it's always been about, with Applejack, it's always been about being honest and always telling the truth. And this was a slightly like, that's important, but sometimes you might want to sugarcoat that.
Phrasing.
You might want to take other people's feelings into account when you tell the truth, because sometimes the truth will hurt, and sometimes you don't want to hurt them.
Yeah.
You don't want to lie, but you got to kind of think about things a little bit different there. So it was a little bit different. We haven't seen that before, so I did like that.
Yeah. All right. Number 12, I put Campfire Tales.
Campfire Tales. I put that a lot higher.
Yeah. That was the three different mini things. And I think what brought it down for me was kind of that first story was kind of
With
weak.
which
Rockhoof.
Rockhoof, yeah.
That was kind of weak.
Even with the scream? Rockhoof's scream
yeah.
was great.
And the second story with Flash Magnus was kind of all right. The third, or not, that was the third one. I don't remember which one.
I don't remember the actual order of them.
I would like the Mistmane one.
Yeah.
But and the surrounding thing about the campfire with the spider flies or whatever, flighters. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That whole kind of weirdness, and also Rainbow Dash getting bitten to hell and back. That was a pretty great little thing. It's fine. I think I tried to make that the thumbnail, but I couldn't get it to work because of the spacing issues, basically. It was too big for the space, and I couldn't make it work with the logo and everything, so I had to change to the other one, which is Scootaloo clinging desperately to Dash while Dash desperately trying to get her off.
Number 11, then, is where I put a flurry of emotions. Flurry of emotions. It was Twilight episode dealing with, well, Fairyheart, and it was just kind of enjoyable. I remember I think we both gave this one pretty good marks the first time it came around.
5.
So did I.
Last
time I put it at number 5 as well. So I guess, yeah, this is where I put it here, though. I guess I liked other ones better.
Yeah.
Nothing's really changed about that between now and then. It was enjoyable. It had a whole bunch of, it was fun to watch all the different antics and Twilight not being the princess. And yeah.
She's instead the best aunt ever.
Yep.
She's bae.
Yeah, there was. Man, it was an enjoyable episode. I liked it, but again, I liked other ones a little bit better.
Yeah. Number 11, I put Health of Information.
Oh, you put that one pretty high.
Yeah. I just kind of, I don't know, this is kind of one of those Fluttershy episodes that kind of worked in a way that I was not expecting. The whole...
Is it because Twilight was there?
Well, that kind of helped, but it was just kind of the whole thing of just, I guess, self-care. Like, whoa, Colin, yeah, you need to kind of, you're burning out. And you're pretty clearly burning out. You need to kind of calm down because you're taking your kindness a little too far. You're not looking at yourself anymore. And I also kind of like the darker aspect of, you're turning into a tree.
That was like that was terrifying.
So it's
holy
like,
crap.
I kind of like that they did that.
Yeah.
And the only disappointment I'd say was just Zecora just kind of was.
I wish there was more.
Yeah, she wasn't as prevalent as I thought she would be in the episode based off the synopsis. Also, Cattail was kind of funny. Also, just bees.
Bees.
Flash bees.
Flash bees.
You little buggers.
We're up to number 10. Oh, we're in the top 10 now.
Oh boy, here we go.
Number 10, Triple Threat.
Oh.
Because I like Thorax better than you do.
Pretty much.
Yep, that's pretty much where it does. Just seeing Thorax and all this stuff. I enjoyed it. I really did. Mm-hmm. For all the same reasons you enjoyed it, I just liked it more because I like Thorax.
Right. At number 10, I put Discordant Harmony.
You like Discord?
Yeah, Discord is fun. Is this just another episode of let's just be goofy. Let's goof off with the animation for a while. It was just fun. The singing tea bags and all that stuff and talking to himself and all that stuff. Why didn't I see that coming? It's just kind of fun. It's just kind of, seeing Fluttershy kind of have to figure it out later. It's like, oh crap.
Yep.
And forcing Fluttershy way out of her comfort zone to save her friend. And not about dealing with assertiveness either.
Yep. Yeah, that was one of our...
Also, Mr. Rogers.
Oh, yes, that was a good reference, Mr. Rogers.
So, that was that.
Yep. It was
Still
a good
want to know
episode.
how the heck Fluttershy got there in the first place.
Yeah.
She just showed up somehow.
Yeah. I don't know.
Whatever.
All right, number 9. Hard to say anything. 'Cause
Sugar Belle.
yeah. It was enjoyable. It was fun. It was a CMC episode.
That was a good one.
But yeah, it was also one of the romance things, and romance is just okay. It was like fairy tale romance stuff. It was funny.
Right.
This is why we're in the upper
Yeah.
sections here. It was definitely enjoyable.
Yeah. For me, number 9 was A Flurry of Emotions. That's where I put that one. Just again, Twilight episode, and yeah, it's like getting Flurry Heart's an alicorn still, and it's like yeah, but it made Flurry Heart like not bad.
Yep.
Not a baby that ruins everything.
Well,
Well, not completely ruins everything. It's still kind of weird, but it's a little bit better. Just, I guess, establishing a character for a baby kind of worked out in the end, and it was just kind of fun seeing Twilight struggle with the whole taking care of a baby thing when you weren't expecting to take care of a baby.
Yep.
And also the art thing.
Yeah. Is this art or a mistake?
Yeah.
1,000 Nights in a Hallway.
So that was that.
Yep. It was a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8. Daring Done.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big difference.
A lot higher than yours. Probably because I like Daring Do. I like Dash. Somnambula was great, even though, again, I wish it was voiced. And I still think the Sphinx is kind of cute.
A new waifu approaches.
Not quite that level, but I did like the Sphinx. I love the design on the Sphinx, and I want to see more Sphinx. I do think the resolution was kind of flimsy, and I do agree that it was the couple flimsy points here and there, like why didn't Dash just fly away instead of getting captured? That was kind of weird.
Yeah, that
You
was
could have
weird
just flown away. With the whole village just accepting whatever they say, it's annoying, and it's not the first time we've seen this. Villagers are stupid. But I guess just I will fully say the reason it's up higher is because the characters are just my preference.
Because you're trash.
Not really trash level at this point because it's not shipping, but
No, it's still trash.
But yeah, this is definitely just because I enjoyed the character more than you.
Number 8, Hard to Say Anything. Yeah, that's not much different from you.
Not much different.
Yeah, but a lot of the same reasons. It's just kind of fun. It was fun seeing that Sugar Belle coming back, destroying all the other ships in the process with Big Mac.
Oh yes.
The song battle thing was kind of fun. It was just a very goofy episode, and I kind of liked it. It was just kind of fun to watch.
Kind of liked it, so you only put it number 8 of 26.
Yeah. It's just kind of fun to watch, you know.
It was fun to watch.
Just feather bangs and everything. And the groupies. It's like you got 3 girls over there practically worshiping your feet. What are you doing?
I just keep seeing the fan images of those 3, and it's oh.
And also, just Sugar Belle really likes shells.
Really likes shells. And apples.
And apples.
All right, number 7. Once Upon a Zeppelin. And you're gonna have this one higher. I know you are, just because this is very much a Twilight episode. But it's a good Twilight episode. We get to see Twilight's deal with things and deal with part of being a princess and dealing with part of the things that happen and how to properly handle tough situations like that. I work in
stalkers. I mean,
okay, a stalkers thing. It's kind of interesting. There's a couple points here and there that she has to be kind to the clients.
Yeah.
I work in tech support. I deal with that day in and day out. It's tough. Even when things aren't great, you still got to have a smile. But yeah, seeing her deal with that is something new. And they did it fairly well. It was really enjoyable. And I have nothing against the kid who won the award. I have nothing against him. I see a lot of resemblance there as well. It's like, yeah, I get why you acted the way you did. You're nervous as hell, and so I can forgive that. Could have been a lot worse.
Anyway, for me, number 7 was It Isn't the Main Thing About You.
Isn't the main thing.
Yep.
You put that one a lot higher.
Yeah, I think that was just one of those. It's an episode which if I recall, I kind of poked a little bit at, but It's kind of fun just watching Rarity freak out. And that's pretty much it, really.
Yeah,
and
I guess
plus punk Rarity at the end. But it's just fun to watch Rarity freak out and lose it. And yeah.
Yeah, I guess just because I'm not as big of a Rarity fan.
I just like watching that. Just kind of the initial just baldness and the kind of the Garfield-esque thing.
Yeah.
And just everyone else kind of telling, hey, you can, it can fix it. And yeah.
Yeah. Number 6, Campfire Tales. I would have liked more in certain areas, but I still like what we got, and I did like the lore. This is our really big first lore dump with the pillars. I think this is where we first really got that.
Was this the first one? Yeah, this was the first one.
I think this was the first one where we really got the pillars, started introducing that, and I really liked how they did all that. And I liked the campfire scene, and yes, a lot of this, I will admit, Dash and Scootaloo was adorable, and I want to see more. I want to see more of that. So that definitely, I will admit that brought it up there. I fully admit that that's a bias of mine, and I acknowledge it. And I do see the points where you had it lower, and I do agree with those. But my bias still puts it higher. But yeah, I do think while the pillar stuff was a little bit kind of odd in some places, I still liked them. And I like seeing that.
Right. It's number 6 for me. I think some people are going to be mad at this low overall problem.
A royal problem this low?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 6, I know some people go, what?
I mean, it's low, but it's not that low.
Yeah,
it's
but
still in your top
it's not
10.
number 1 or 2, so therefore your opinion is garbage. But the thing is, it's Starlight is pretty much brought it down that far. I mean, everything else was magnificent. It's just Starlight brought it down. Just, again, fail your way to success. Hey, guess what? It worked again.
It worked again.
And I don't like the idea of someone failing their way to success, especially since we got one particularly nasty one in the real world right now.
Right. Yeah, I don't really want to make that bad of a comparison. Starlight's not that great, but she's not that bad. Come on now.
But still, just it doesn't. I don't like the fact that she screws up so bad and just gets more or less rewarded for it.
And it works.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't. But beyond that, I liked Celestia's stuff in there. I liked Luna's stuff in there. I liked Luna eating the pineapple and the banana peel and
the teeth falling out.
It was just kind of, it was fun watching and the sisters just kind of being more sisterly. I think my one thing was there was a little extreme at times with their behavior towards each other. But other than that, it was a solid. It was a solid episode. I just think it was brought down by Starlight being there.
Also the map calling Starlight.
Yeah, that too. That was pretty bad. That was kind of like, what are you guys doing? Stop.
Called Spite too.
Yeah, see, that one you can kind of justify a little bit because he does have a throne.
He does have a throne.
So he's a little bit of a justification, but Starlight has no justification whatsoever.
Right. So that was your number 6?
Yep.
All right, now we're into the top 5. Number 5, Secrets and Pies. Big difference. I had to, though.
Yeah.
This had a lot of Dash in it. And I personally think this was still Pinkie Pie being good.
Yeah.
I think it was a good example of a Pinkie episode, unlike Rock Solid Friendship, which was not a good example, I think. This one, I think everything fit her personality.
I think my problem with Pinkie is just in general, I've kind of fallen off. She's all fallen on my favor. She used to be one of my favorites, and now she's not so much.
She's never been one of my favorites, so I don't.
She used to be for me. I used to put her at number 2 on my list.
Really,
way back when, but over time, she's kind of fallen down to like number 4.
She's been 5 on mine.
She's been like way back. If I listed the main 6 in order of least to a lot less, she'd be number 4.
She's always been like number 5 for me, so I guess I don't have that dragging her down. She's just.
So for me, it's just kind of a...
So seeing her be good is actually a, oh, hey! Yeah.
She's kind of following my favorite.
I guess I just have a lower bar. But yeah, I still like this. I like the antics in it. Especially, I love Dash's just crazy antics to get rid of pies.
Right.
Those were hilarious. So yeah, I thought it was just really good. I really enjoyed it. And yes, it was Dash. I want to see more Dash.
Right.
So yeah, it got good ranks for me. I liked it. It was enjoyable. It was fun. It was funny.
Number 5 for me is Forever Philly.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, I'd
have
say a
that
lot
one
of the
a
same
lot
reasons
higher.
I did last time. Last time I put it
Yeah,
number
I
2.
remember you had that one really high.
Again, it's kind of the same reason. I kind of can sympathize with both Rarity and Sweetie Belle in this situation, having been in both positions. Just
I
that
haven't. So
for me, it's just kind of the Sweetie Belle, just like, I'm growing up. Stop treating me like a little kid. And the other half, which is, oh my God, when did you get so old? Stop it.
Yep.
So I can kind of get both, and so for me, it's kind of like hit me in a really personal like level. So I really enjoyed it for that, and it just kind of was fun to see that, and I just because of that, more or less, and that's why I got so high. But of course, it's not as high as it used to be.
Yeah. And I didn't have like last time. I didn't have anything like that for me because I don't have young family members that have grown up. I just have young family members now that haven't grown up yet, and no one treated me like anything. So no one treated me young like a kid because no one treated me like anything. Hey, middle child. So number 4, and I'm surprised this one didn't end up higher than it did. Actually, I'm still surprised because this one wasn't very high last time. Wasn't number 1 last time, and it didn't make it up. Parental guidance.
Same here.
At number 4?
Yeah.
Parental guidance. I'm surprised that I didn't have this one higher, especially with what I have as number 3.
Right.
But at parental guidance, I love this one. It's a Dash episode. It's Dash centric. It's around Scootaloo, but the entire episode. It's like Celestial Advice is a Twilight episode, but it's all entirely about Starlight.
Yeah.
This is a Scootaloo episode that's all entirely about Dash.
Yeah.
So, but it was really nice getting to see more about Dash and finally seeing Dash's parents. It was a parent episode. We finally saw that. And I think the only reason this didn't take like number 1 or 2 even is because of that same issue that I talked about last time, that it felt like they said your problems aren't as bad as someone else's, so you don't actually have a problem.
Right. Stop complaining.
Yeah. And I know that's not what they intended it to be.
Right.
It just felt like that's what an unintentional angle that it came off as, and I think that detracted from it enough. And it caught me when I watched it. It was like, I don't think that's what you wanted it to intend, and that's what kind of holds it back for me here. Other than that, I absolutely adore this episode.
Remember last time I put this at number 1.
Yeah, that was really surprising to me.
Because I put it higher than you do. You're like, what?
And it's a Dash episode.
Scootaloo episode.
Either one works.
For me, it was just, I think I just liked it just because the parents were a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, you also have the Schadenfreude aspect, which I'm not into Schadenfreude.
That really didn't factor in this one too much. It was just mostly just the parents were a lot of fun, and Scootaloo just being weird. This trading of, what was it, a diaper for a, what was the thing they traded?
Sandwich.
No, it was
a
picture.
Because that's all Scootaloo had was pictures.
Yeah, she had pictures of Dash as a Wonderful or something, traded for a diaper, and it's like, okay, it's just kind of being weird, and the doors being and all that. It's just a lot of the jokes.
The door making
some
sound
reason
effects.
somehow mowing a cloud and. Okay.
Yeah, mowing a cloud, that one's weird.
It's just kind of a lot of fun, really.
Also the sandwich.
It was a little fun watching Dash being a bit embarrassed by her parents.
Again, the Schadenfreude aspect of it.
But that's not so much Schadenfreude, it's just kind of...
It's a little bit.
It's a little bit, but not that
It's a little bit.
It's not that bad, just because it's kind of really fun. It's fun to watch anyone get embarrassed by their parents.
Again, that's the Schadenfreude thing.
It's not too...
But it's also Schadenfreude against Dash, which
very
you
mild.
enjoy because you don't like Dash.
Yeah, it's very
but
mild.
But it is a bit more mild. Up to number 3, A Royal Problem. I had this one at number 1
out
of the first half, and it didn't get dropped very far. And yeah, again, I really enjoyed all the stuff, and I think it's just the difference between me and you here is that I like Starlight more than you like Starlight. Neither of us really like Starlight, but I guess I don't hate her as much as you hate her, is a better way to say it. And I remember we argued on this one for a bit. It's just the idea that I think, while I don't like how Starlight failed her way to success, I think the point of the episode and the way they wanted to do it, Starlight was the proper choice. The execution could have been a lot better, but she was the proper choice, so I can't hate on her for being there. And we argued the whole thing last time. So her ability to swap her cutie mark spell gave her a special ability that no one else does, and that was useful for the idea of walk a mile in someone else's shoes. She's the perfect tool to use to deliver that.
Still a tool.
If you want to call her a tool, fine. But she was She was the proper one to use to deliver that. Because she can actually do that.
And I still disagree that they could have done it. I still think they could have done it differently.
Well, you can always do things differently, but I still think she was a proper tool to use in this situation. So it wasn't, she shouldn't have been there. It's like, well, this was an avenue that she can definitely be in. Again, the execution could have been better, but I still really enjoyed it. And Daybreaker.
Yeah, Daybreaker.
Holy crap. It was amazing. So yes, this is up there.
Anyway, for me, number 3, Shadowplay.
Shadowplay. You have it at 3.
Yes, 3. Yeah, it was actually a pretty strong finale. There's episodes I like better, obviously.
Obviously, there's 2 episodes I like better.
Yeah, it's just, I think, better finale than we got last time, or even almost to my honest, kind of even the time before that. It's better than the last 2 finales solely because, one, it didn't focus super hard on Starlight. She's kind of more of a extra, in a sense. There's more about this main 6 ensemble. We got to see a lore dump, even if the lore was a little sketchy.
A little messy.
A little sketchy, but we got to see that. We got to see all that happening. We got to see Star Swirl being a jerk. It was just kind of also Twilight being a complete dork, and it was great to see that. It'll take us years. No, she did it in one night. It took us years to figure out, no, I did it one night. I got it!
Oh.
I just like that whole thing. It was just a lot of fun, and the only thing was, and it was also fun seeing the quests for the items.
Yes.
And the only thing, my big complaints were Starlight being
existing.
Starlight just kind of, again, I felt like the main 6 could have done a better job than Starlight in that role, and for the most part, and also kind of spent a little too long just kind of sitting around in the library versus doing the quests.
But that would have meant if we'd spent less time in the library, we'd have less adorkable Twilight.
Well, those scenes are important. I'm talking about later on, but it's still
yeah.
Those what brought it down were those couple issues, and particularly the lore thing. That's the big one.
Just go listen to our last episode if you want more on that one.
So other than that, though, it's actually a pretty strong finale, even if it's not the strongest.
Yeah. Number 2, Shadowplay.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I put it based on the same reasons. Although I think I like Starlight in it better than you did, and that's pretty much what it was. Everything else is the exact same reasons. It was good. I loved the lore in it. The amount of lore that we got, we always want more, and we got some. So now we can mull over it. So yeah, there we go.
So for me, number 2 is Once Upon a Zeppelin.
Once Upon a Zeppelin. I knew you were going to have that one higher.
Oh, yeah.
This was
for me, it was just like
Twilight
almost a perfect
episode.
storm. Twilight, being a Twilight dork, making everyone's schedules. Her struggling with princessy stuff, in a sense. The fame of being a princess. Iron Will was fun being
a jerk.
A jerk.
He was being Iron Will.
Twilight's parents fleshed out finally. Even if they didn't have the voices they had the first appearance.
Yeah, that happens.
But look at kind of weird, especially since they had the VA, so it's not like it was a problem there.
Look at Bon Bon.
I know, but it's just kind of a weird thing. It's just like they had the VA, so that's not the excuse of what is. They decided they just want to differentiate the voices a bit more.
I guess they wanted to flesh them out a bit more, and they decided into different voices.
Beyond that, it was just fine. The only thing would be the Creeper. I'm not as forgiving as him because I'm just seeing some of the worst aspects I used to have when I was younger and other people have. And I don't like that. I don't like how he was just hanging out around Twilight so close, and then she's the one who has to apologize. Yeah. I don't like that. That kind of some ways rubs me the wrong way.
Well, they didn't play it up as being, a normal thing.
I know, but it's still not great because I know I've heard many of the stories about women who have to endure that kind of crap just because it's their job or their duty to be. Yeah,
from that angle, I do see that.
So that's my problem with him.
I guess the way I see it is he's not trying to do anything. He's just,
for me, that doesn't really enter it so much. He doesn't mean just because he's not trying to be like that doesn't necessarily mean it's still pretty bad.
It's bad
because she's clearly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If she was okay with it, it'd be fine, but she's not. She's clearly not. It's become very clear, just grating on her and making her distinctly uncomfortable and even kind of creeping her out. So that's why I'm super more hard on him. But anyway, other than that, the episodes are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Including Twilight freaking out because even Twilight's a little sad bit of sadness. Over her,
more emotions.
And finally also exploding in anger.
Yeah.
And
I guess.
Air sickness.
Yeah. I guess that leaves the last one.
Yeah, the perfect pair.
Yep.
Number one for both of us. I mean,
one.
come on.
That when I started making the list, it was just all right. Get all the episodes in a line. All right, put perfect pair on number one.
Yeah.
Now let's do the rest of it.
We said this before when we did our last list. If we were talking about leaked episodes, number one would have been definitely perfect pair. And
oh yeah,
it's like one of the best episodes of the series.
Yeah.
It's like it made me cry a bit.
There was some tears. There was some moisture building.
Yeah, it's just
liquid. Well, it's not even liquid pride.
Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It was nice seeing that whole story. It was nice seeing it being treated with respect and not some wacky adventure or anything. It's we get to see more about a character, Applejack, and I guess in a sense kind of. You can see how this influence. You kind of see the influence it had on their lives, the Apple family, and that's that whole thing. Everything about it.
Yeah, it was just an incredible.
The song, great too.
Oh man, just everything about this was an amazing episode. It's just absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm. If anything, the only thing I could say was wrong with it was the weird thing with babies.
The
weird thing with the baby talking. The baby,
yeah,
that's really the only thing I could really say.
Old voice for a baby.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'd really say is wrong with it.
Yeah, and the whole William Shatner thing. Well, that's not part of this episode.
That's not for the episode or anything. He did a good job in there.
He did a good job on the episode.
Just turns out to be a jerk outside of the episode.
Yeah,
in real life. But other than that, it's that one thing is the only thing I could really say.
That's a hyper nitpick.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could really say is a real flaw with it. This episode was amazing.
It was absolutely incredible.
You could almost say it was perfect. Almost
perfect.
Yeah, it was great, and also little touches like just them more or less saying they're gone without outright saying it.
Yeah.
And stuff, even stuff like Big Mac kind of coming back afterwards and saying, "Hey, can I talk to you some more about our parents?"
Yeah, it was a really emotional episode, and it was really, really well done. I know for years, like since probably season 1 or 2, I wasn't around for season 1, but
and even in season 1, it's where Applejack's parents.
We're always talking about Applejack's parents are dead, aren't they?
It's because she lives on the farm with her family. We never see her parents. People mainly went for the tragic angle, and then Lauren Faust kind of talking about it. It's like. And stuff, and we're kind of getting this stuff. It's like,
yeah, and it's always been the things like we think they can handle it. And then like we want to see this, and we think DHX and writers can pull it off. And I think this is it.
All right,
they did it. They pulled it off.
Yeah, it was well done. Joanne Lewis and Christine Songo did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I almost started tearing up thinking about it.
Yeah, it was just an incredible episode.
Yeah,
it really was. It really was.
And it stands along with some of my other favorites. Just kind of as one of these are the episodes, either the cream of the crop.
Yeah, this is if we were to ever try, and I don't even want to try right now, make a full series list of all seasons. I could definitely say this is up there in the tops, in the top of the top.
Yeah, one of the top 5 episodes.
Yeah, probably within the top 5.
That's at that point of I'd have to look at all those episodes and really decide which ones.
With the amount of issues I have making lists for the individual seasons.
Imagine making almost 200.
Oh God,
200 episode lists.
No, I don't want to try. I don't want to try.
It'll take us months to assemble.
Yeah,
let's do it.
No.
But anyway, yeah. So that's our list.
That is a list.
That's the list of all the episodes in the season. Much better season than last time for sure, and yeah, you could hear, as we heard, lots of wildly different opinions this time.
Yeah,
I mean, usually our opinions are pretty closely together, but there's not this time.
Sometimes there was a lot of like quick flips on opposite sides for us, but yeah,
a lot of disparity here.
Yeah,
but anyway, we're gonna do some stuff real quick because we're way over. Like I said, fan stuff, fan content. Yeah, we don't have any music.
No music.
No fanfics. No new ones. Updated real quick. The Enchanted Kingdom did get a new chapter. It was a brief one, but it's pretty obviously Celestia.
Yep.
And it's a little unnerving.
A little bit.
So go check that out. It's a very short interlude chapter thing. And also real quick, I just want to mention this because otherwise we wouldn't be able to. Animation. Two best sisters play Friday the 13th.
Yep.
They came out.
It's funny.
Pretty
it's
funny.
Well animated.
Yeah, it's got a lot of custom art stuff. Yeah, a lot of 8-bit and custom
things.
sprites and whatnot.
Yeah.
So there's that. Apparently, I think that's the first of 2 he said he was coming out with. Another one, I think I know what it is. But anyway, yeah, this is a fun little thing. Great little, and kind of takes a lot of the jokes from the original video and does a lot with them.
And it works with them really well.
I really liked that one.
It was good.
I also just remember gore, though.
Yeah, it's 8-bit gore.
It is Friday the 13th, after all.
Yeah.
8-bit gore, but still gore. So just be aware of that. So, yeah, that's it. That's our very, very long season wrap-up episode, which, not surprising, this always happens.
Yep.
If you liked what you heard, you can listen to past and future episodes at pony401.libsyn.com. Again, that's LIBSYN. You can also check us out on youtube.com/pony401, and also check out reviews. We did just recently release one. Subscribe, like, comment, subscribe there as you will. You can search for us on iTunes, search for Pony401 and subscribe there, or rate and review. There's Stitcher.com and the iOS and Android apps for that. Search for Pony401, and there's Google Music, play.google.com/music. That's where you can search for Pony401, subscribe there, and all that stuff. There's also Ponyville Live. Check us out there. It's the same as the YouTube thing, but you can also check out other shows and radio stations, and one of those radio stations is Ponyville FM, and that's where we air every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Check us out there, or as well as check out music and DJs and whatnot as the day goes on, or the week goes on even. And you can also contact us via email, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Comments, questions, criticisms. Do you agree with our list? Disagree? News tips, whatnot. There's also Facebook. You can like us there, facebook.com/pony411. That's where new episodes will show up as they come out and whatnot. There's also pictures from our various con trips, or a couple of them anyway. And there's also, of course, Twitter, or @pony411. That's where our usual nonsense dispensing is. It's also, we'll retweet and talk about things and whatnot there. Of course, there's also our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and he's at Alca7raz with a 77T and an underscore at the end. I just did another video review. He lost internet.
Oh my god. Yes, being without internet sucks.
I know. I've been there. It sucks. Anyway, that's it for this episode. We're done, and this also means the end of Season 7, which means we are now in bi-weekly status until further notice. We may change things depending on how the Equestria Girls web series goes.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll be out for the next 2 weeks. We'll be back. Let's see, what day would that be? The 20th. Yes, we'll be releasing that episode on the 20th. Hopefully. 20th or 21st. One of those two happen. But yeah, that's it for weekly episodes. Will be bi-weekly again, unless things change. We'll find out for sure on the 17th when the series is supposed to air. We'll find out.
Yeah.
So join us in a couple weeks. We'll see you there. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's fine.
And until then, please pony responsibly, guys.
See ya.
Goodbye.